Hi, and welcome to a quick intro video on the Logictry platform and how we can help as a learning management system. So a brief intro, we are a no-code, low-code application platform where you can build what we call logic apps. All of these apps that you see here, all these little tiles, are different applications that can be for learning management or for productivity. And that's one of the benefits that we'll talk about in a second, is how we bridge that gap between the training to on-the-job productivity. So what we'll look at first is 3 applications. This one here is a training course that someone built with YouTube videos and information, along with questions that they can ask as the user progresses through the content. This module shows another course that was created by someone else, and this one shows yet another course. And so what you're seeing here is that each of the different learning modules that you might want to create, think of them as little apps that you'll produce, and then how you end up using those applications is really flexibly up to you. Anything you create in our platform can then be shared with other users so that they can go through the content. It can be embedded into your existing internal systems. It can be even embedded on your external website. So however you want to use the training content you create in the Logictry platform is very much up to you. Now, the other side of what we do is that we bridge the gap between training and productivity, which is in our eyes, a very important thing. So looking at this application here, this is something that we built for Athleta. We took a 500-page PDF of training information that they had, and all this training information helped an event planner plan an effective event. But how the event planner applies it is still up to them. Well, we codified that into this digital workflow where the event planners can say, okay, I need to think about logistics and location. Now I need to decide, where will I host the event? If it's offsite, what's the venue? Are there space rental fees? If there are, then are we using a purchase card and trade? Otherwise, if it's in the store, then which store? So having a system like this, which it's learning and training in real time as you go. This is the value of the Logictry platform, is that you can take it from just the basic traditional learning management that we think of all the way to this on-the-job productivity with learning in real time, with information right at your fingertips, right as you need it. And just as a quick look in the second part of this video, let's actually create the basics of an e-learning module. So I'll click Create New App, and we have these starting templates that we can create from, like for example the e-learning module, but I'll just build a blank app. And I can say this is our first e-learning module. And then what I'll do is all these different data types, I'm just going to quickly put down a wiki, a category, and say part 1, part 2, and part 3. And let's preview and see what just happened from that quick of a output. We created the basis of our e-learning module. We have these 3 different categories, part 1, part 2, part 3, that the user can go through. And let's even just add, real quickly, we'll add a few subcategories to that and say subtopic 1, subtopic 2, and preview that. And we can start to see how we build out these different subtopics. And then what let's do is, to part 1, let's add some quick text saying here is the training info for part 1. And preview that, and now we can see how part 1 has that in the middle section. And from here, we can now start adding in questions. We can ask the user, what is your familiarity with these topics? And we can say topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and maybe we can turn this into a checklist of asking the user first what they're familiar with. So I'm familiar with topic 1, topic 3. And so what this is highlighting is that we can very quickly build this e-learning content We can add these questions into the training materials. And what we're not going to talk about in this video, but I want to, as kind of a preface, we can build interactive, dynamic, personalized training content. And that's one of the coolest things that we can do, is that based on the user feedback, we can have all the other sections of this become dynamically modified based on these initial questions. So that means you can actually tailor the entire e-learning module in real time to the exact needs of the user that is accessing that training material. So that just gives you a brief look at how, as a platform, we are heavily focused on changing the way organizations approach their learning and their productivity with better, more personalized training content and productivity tools all in one single platform.